Happy video day, guys. I'm so excited because I just finished doing a Make Up Your Mind for you guys on this palette, and guess what? I went and picked it up because it was available, so why not? So today I'm going to be showing you guys the new Patrick Ta eyeshadow palette. So this is his Major Dimension eyeshadow palette that just released today, I think it was. And then also I'm going to be demoing and showing you guys his eyeliners. So this is his Major Dimension gel liner. So we're going to be going through both of these products. I'll be showing you guys swatches, doing this eye look. I've got a lot to say about this. You guys know I did a Make Up Your Mind on it. You knew I wanted to pick it up. We've got a lot to talk about. There's some interesting formulas in here. It may not be your boring neutral palette after all. So if you haven't done so already, subscribe, join the family. Let's go ahead and let's get into it right now. Quickly before I get into everything, just quickly want to tell you guys the price on these. So when it comes to the gel liner, Sephora is saying this is a $26 liner. It's supposed to be a creamy eyeliner that gives full coverage with one swipe. It does have 4 different colors. I ended up picking up rich brown for today's demo. And then finally for the eyeshadow palette, this is the Major Dimension eyeshadow palette that retails $68. It's a versatile eyeshadow palette that contains 2 luminous cream bases, velvety mattes, iridescent metallic eyeshadows, and glistening pearl toppers. So we're gonna go ahead and zoom in. I'm gonna show you guys this eye look. It's actually 2 different looks. And then I'm gonna give you guys my final thoughts at the end of the video. So let's go ahead and let's zoom in and let's start playing right now. All right, guys, we are zoomed in and I am so excited to be playing with these new products. So I did tell you the Patrick Ta palette is here. This is what the packaging looks like, a really nice, simplified pink packaging. And inside, we've got ourselves the pretty palette. That's really, really pretty. So it does say Patrick Ta, a glossy, beautiful, shiny, reflective, basically a mirror. Like I literally could see my face in this. This is like a mirror. So your fingerprints will be all over it, but it is gorgeous. And then on the back, it does say every single one of the shades, if you guys can see. Very, very pretty. Pretty heavy packaging. It's not extremely heavy, but it's pretty heavy. Okay, so I'm pleasantly surprised with the interior. This is what the interior looks like. Those shades are absolutely stunning, and I do love it does have a cover for the creams, so that makes me extremely happy. I didn't see that in the photograph when it was launched, and I am so happy that it's here. One thing, it is not as peachy toned as I was hoping based off of the swatches that he released. Sometimes I can't stand it when brands release swatches and they're not super, super close, but I do feel like the metallics are leaning peach and some of the mattes. It does look like a pretty palette. I'm excited to put it on the lids. The other thing that I did pick up was the Major Dimension Precision Gel Liner. So it comes in the exact same pretty pinky packaging. And I got it in rich brown. So I almost got like the light cream color, but I decided to get this one so it could show up better on camera so you guys can really appreciate it and I can test out the formula a little better. If it's a good formula and I like it, then I may go back and purchase the lighter tone as well. So let's go ahead and let's start playing with this. Let's get this on the lids. So I do not have my lids primed with anything on purpose. I didn't want to play too much with primer or anything because I didn't want to kind of like mess with the formula because I'm going to play with some of the creams. I think one of the exciting things about this palette is the fact that there is a cream product in it. It's different. I am not somebody who tends to use creams very often. I'm not the biggest fan of it. However, that could always change depending on a formula. Maybe I will fall in love. And because I'm not somebody who always puts creams, you know, there may be better techniques than what I will show you today. But let's go ahead and let's start off with this color. I want to see. This one almost looks like it is a little cooler, Let's go ahead and put that very close to the lash line. I want to see if I could blend these 2 creams on purpose to kind of make the eye look a little bit more put together and maybe a little bit more dramatic. I do like this little cover. Reminds me of like how Natasha Denona does her creams. And so far this cream is applying really, really, really nice. If you guys can see, nice pigment. That's actually a pretty damn good cream, let me admit. Like that's a pretty damn good cream product. What I am liking right now is it's looking very seamless on the eyelid. Kind of like maybe if you have mature skin, you might actually really enjoy this because it doesn't seem like it's going to kind of like get into any of the creases. Like sometimes powders can do and maybe make your lids look a little drier. So that I am really appreciating. I'm gonna grab a little bit of the deeper one and let's put that on the outer portion. See how different these are. So when trying to layer the two colors, in my opinion, they kind of look similar to each other. They're different colors, but they do look quite similar. I'm wondering if maybe this will show up better if I were to use it like a contour shade or something like that, but it's not like the two colors are so different in tone, at least not off initial application for me. Very pretty cream product though, but I do think the two colors are kind of close in tone. So what I want to do is I kind of want to throw this deep brown right here. I want to kind of throw that on top of the cream a little bit, set it down, and do what I kind of wanted to do before, deepen out the outer V a little bit. That looks very pretty. I'm gonna grab this beautiful metallic right here and I'm gonna put that just, oh my, okay, that's beautiful. And because the cream base is down, it's sticking to it very good. And that's a beautiful, oh, that's really pretty. It's kind of like a glitter. This formula right here almost looks like it almost looks like a topper shade, like it has like an iridescence to it, and then it has these beautiful micro glitters in it. Very, very beautiful, finely milled. Oh wow, that looks really, that's stunning, guys. That's really, really pretty. Very easy, effortless, very, very pretty. Very pretty, easy, and effortless. That's kind of like what I could say. Very easy to use, very pretty, elegant lids. That's what I think that you could probably get with this palette. So instead of doing the same eye look on the other eye, I want to play with more of the colors, but I do want to try to play with the deeper cream color and see what we can do with that. So I want to kind of just grab this deeper cream color and I want to use it as a contour shade to see how I can use this just as kind of like a base shade. Let's see. Now I'm going to tell you guys, these creams are blending really, really good. Like super, super, super good. Yeah, that's a very good cream formula. Like I told you guys, I'm not a huge fan of creams on the lids. You see that actually blended really nicely into the crease, kind of just like a crease shade. And it worked really, 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 really beautifully. That worked really pretty. So what I want to do is grab a little bit of this like reddish tone. So the mattes are pretty pigmented as well. They're pretty. Kind of turned into like one color there. I kind of want to use this color right here. It almost looks like it has like really pretty bronze. That's beautiful color. That's actually really pretty. I kind of just want to play with this beautiful shiny shade at the end. Like I want to see what it looks like because it just looks so pretty in this palette. It looks so beautiful. Ooh. It's actually pretty similar to this one. It's like the glitters go in two different directions, but if you guys can see on the lids, they're actually pretty similar. So yeah, I don't think he needed both of those. I think we kind of should have had something else there. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add some of this to the lower lash line. I'm just gonna grab the reddish color. So I think like these lighter cream colors are gonna let you kind of like play up looks a little bit and play with the different types of looks that you can create. Kind of want to see what this one looks like on. I'm going to grab a little bit of this. So I added a little bit of this color right here just to make the two lids look a little bit similar. But here we go. So this is this one. More of a monochromatic look on this side, more bronze, a lot of brown. This side we're adding a little bit of pop with that glitter. but formula-wise, it's working really, really nice. I like the formula. I have some thoughts though. I think I want to get some swatching done before I give you guys final thoughts on that one. But let's jump into the eyeliner because I really kind of want to try this because when he swatched this on camera, ooh, gosh darn it. Look what I did. Yep, this is super, super creamy. Look how creamy that is. So I broke my tip already. So don't think that this is going to be one of those liners that are not creamy and that you can like go to town with it. This is a creamy, creamy liner. So that's good. But I want to put this on the top here, kind of see how well this smokes in. So now I wanted to get the rich brown because this is the color I typically use in the summer a lot because I don't like to grab for blacks during the summer. I like to grab more brown because my looks are a little bit lighter, a little airier. This is a really nice liner. I like the jelliness of it. It has a really pretty gel feel and I do appreciate that. It was very easy to apply. But what I'm wondering is if you bought this palette, if it's... So I'm wondering if you bought the palette, if it's just easier to grab this cream and use it as a liner, because I feel like this is like almost the same color. Actually, you know what? The creams are not applying good over the shadows. You can hardly see anything. So like over the shadows, the creams are not coming off like a good liner in my opinion. It doesn't seem like they work that way well. So it's making more sense to me now to have these liners. Let me see if it works. Yeah, this shows up and like it just does so much better of a job. Okay, let me blend this a little bit more. The cream liner is taking a little while to dry down, so I like overdid it with the line. So you have time on these cream liners before they dry because I literally went ham and went a little too ham and made my line like all the way to my eyebrow. Oh, and just a preview for you guys, I did pick up the Mario stick blush. I'll just show you guys what it looks like because I'm dying to use it, but it's so cool looking. Look how cool this is. One side, it has a brush, and the other side, did I call it a cream blush? I don't know. The other side, it has the blush. Isn't that so neat? On the other side, it has a blush. It's so cool. All the rest of the products are on their way to me, but that one I picked up at Sephora, so I wanted to show you guys how cool it looks. So get ready for that review. It's going to be coming up after this one, probably sometime next week. But going back to this, I really like the dimension on the eyes. I like the color. The liner works really, really well. Nice gel. Let's put it in the waterline. Let's see how it works on the waterline. Works really good in the waterline, especially if you're somebody who probably wants to smudge it, because I think this is going to smudge good. Yeah. Let me go ahead and put on some mascara, and we're going to get to some talking in one second. So here is the final look. Two different eye looks, very similar to each other, but they are different. This one on this side. This one on this side is going a little lighter by putting in that lighter reflective metallic, and this side is going a little deeper with that bronze tone metallic. But yeah, these are the two different looks, and let's get into some thoughts. Okay guys, so let's get into this. Let's get into everything. So I think I want to swatch this first before I get into some thoughts, because I kind of want to just see some color variants of maybe some of the colors that I did not get to use on my lids. So let's start with the cream products. I want to see the color difference between these two cream products. I'm gonna grab the darker one and the lighter one. So these are these two right here. I skipped the middle finger by accident. This one right here is the lighter cream, and this is the richer cream. So the truth is, guys, those two creams, they are different. They have a different hue to them. But when you start to put them on the lid, the colors are kind of close in my opinion. I don't know why this one here was not a super, super, super rich, deep brown, and this one was lighter. I don't understand why they're so close. That's the only thing that I have an issue with. That's my opinion on just the colors of the creams. We'll get into formula in a little bit. But let's go ahead and swatch this row. So we'll start with this one, and this one. So these three are... First, we have a really nice, beautiful bronze metallic. This is gorgeous. I figured it was going to be this color. It's very similar to what I thought it was going to look like. And this color is also really similar to what I thought it was going to look like. I love this peachy metallic. That's beautiful. Now this one is actually a matte, but it has a little shimmer to it. It has actually a really nice tone to it, and it does have a little bit more peach in it, if you guys can see. In the palette, it does look a little bit more yellow. On my skin tone, it does come off a little bit more peachy, so it's like a taupe-ish peach. I really like that color. Last two colors are this interesting formula. It's kind of like an iridescent glitter, reminiscent of Charlotte Tilbury, and also Wayne Goss did something very similar to this. Very pretty colors. In the swatch, I think you could see the difference a little bit more than on the lid. You have one that goes a little peachy and one that stays pretty bright. Very, very, very pretty. I really like that formula. It's one of my favorites so far of the palette. Just I think it's a very beautiful, simple formula. It does a nice little impact. So now let's get into this side, which some of these mattes, we've got this brown, we've got this brownish red color, and then we have this one that's more of like a taupey blending shade. So this red, beautiful reddish brown, I think it's absolutely stunning. We've got the deep rich brown, which is also pretty amazing, nice to use. It's something I use a lot. And then here we have this blending shade that's also a really nice blending shade. I do like the difference of tones here. That is going to allow me to blend pretty nicely to create a nice brown smoky lid. And then the last two colors are your more simplified colors, and one that is actually more of like a shimmery glittery. I don't know if you would call it like a shimmer or matte with a little bit of glitter in it. So then you have the first one. I'm going to put them up here because there's no more space. So the first one here is that lighter blending shade. I do think that it's similar. It's kind of similar to this one, these two. I don't know if we needed both of these. Like sometimes with these blending shades, they can almost look really different in a palette, but when you put them on the lids, they can look pretty similar. And then finally, this nice cream peach undertoned white, I would say. It has a little bit more peach to it, but it is supposed to be like a cream color, but it has a peach slight hint. So that is all the colors. I'm going to show you guys some nice swatches in daylight so you guys can see what it really looks like. It's a little warmer than I thought it was going to go, but it has a pretty similar effect to what I thought it would look like. A little bit less peach than I envisioned. I maybe wanted it a little bit peachier, but there is some interesting formulas here that I was not expecting. So here's my thoughts as of right now. Remember, I've only done 2 eye looks and they're very similar to each other, so I need to play with this more. But when it comes to formula, so far what I've noticed is this cream formula is beautiful. It's a really interesting cream formula. Probably one of the most user-friendly cream formulas I've ever used. Let me look at how my eye looks. Is it creasing? I just applied this probably 30 minutes ago. My eyelids are not creasing or anything like that. I've played with cream formulas that I really hated. Like I just don't understand why people would even want to use them. These creams blended very beautifully, and I can see how they can become pretty popular, especially for looks for when people don't want to look like they're wearing really heavy makeup. It does look really, really beautiful on the lid, very seamless on the eyelids, and I do like them. My only complaint is I think that the colors, when blended onto the lid, they're kind of close. They don't look, so it's these two right here. They look pretty similar. Like inside the pan, they don't look as similar as when you put them on your lid. I think for me, I almost feel like I got 2 creams of almost the same color. Not a huge fan of that. Did see also in the demo that these creams to me didn't work really good as eyeliners. So I wouldn't even tell you guys that you could probably use them as eyeliners. They just didn't really work that good. They're more for contouring the eye. You can use them as eye contours. You can also use them as just cream bases for the entire eyelid. I wonder if you could probably use them as a contour for the skin. You probably could. Yeah, it's a little bit on the warm side for a contour, to be honest, guys. Like, so if you have my skin color and you wanted to use this like as a cream contour for the nose, I think it's a little bit warm. Yeah, so to me, it's a little bit too warm. If you guys can see, I put it on my nose and it's too warm. But let's say you were in a jam and you were on vacation or something and you needed last minute to put on some bronzer, I think that you could probably grab a little bit of these and kind of just like kind of put it on your skin and probably make it into like a nice bronzer. So that I think you can get away with, but when it comes to contouring, they're a little bit too warm for the nose, at least for my skin tone. So then as we keep on going for the metallics, I think the metallics, he did a really nice job. I really love this bronzy tone metallic. It's probably the most impactful out of the metallics that he gave us, to be honest, this bronze. The next one, which is this beautiful peach color, is also beautiful. A little bit less impactful than the bronze, but still a beautiful, beautiful peach. And it's gonna create some really nice, pretty, airy, very beautiful summer airy looks, which I appreciate because I do like those kind of looks. Then when we get to the next shade, which is this peachier tone, it actually has like little micro glitters in it. I've always thought that those micro glitters are kind of useless in almost every palette that gives us those, because once you apply it, 90% of the time they kind of like disappear. These are super, super fine, so they probably add a little shine to the matte, maybe give it a little bit of something, but it's definitely a matte shadow. So I think once you blend it onto the lid, it's gonna basically look matte. So that's that one, and also the last one, the creamy white with a little bit of a peach hint to it. So those two, I mean, the little glitteries, it's cute, but I'm just gonna say these are matte shadows to me. Those glitters never stick on my lids. I don't know what it is. My lids do not like micro glitters and mattes. Like, it's just like, what are you doing here? I don't want you. Like, it disappears. So yeah, I don't know. So yeah, I would like to play with these shadows on their own and kind of just see how the glitter particles land and stuff. But as of right now, they're pretty, but they're matte to me. Pretty formula for packaging, but for lids, it's a matte. These two, interesting formula, which is kind of like with the glitter. It's a very pretty formula. I really like the formula in here. If you guys can see, they look a little crumbly because they kind of gather the glitters together. So when you put it on and if you just kind of like pat it in, you get this beautiful like glitter that shows up that I just think is absolutely stunning. And it works really nice on top of the cream, which is what I really like. I don't feel like people are going to like this on top of just like bare skin. It probably will not stick as well. If you guys can see me trying to apply it here, it's not going to stick. But if I put a little bit of the cream, I'm going to put a little bit of the cream down here, right? And then I'm going to put a little bit of this glitteriness on top. If I put a little bit of the glitteriness on top of the cream, you guys will see it sticks a lot better. So it's kind of like you have a base down and then you put the cream, then you put this glittery product on top and it looks beautiful. So I do love it for that. My only complaint would be is that the two colors in the pan look very different. When you swatch them, they do have a nice difference in tone. But once you put them on the lid, I think that we didn't really need this white one. I think with this beautiful peach one, we would have been good. Then when it comes to the rest of these down here, so all of these four that are left over, because we did talk about this one, this has the little glitters in it. These four that are left over, very pretty mattes. These two right here, in my opinion, a little close in color again when it goes on the lid, not in the pan, but on the lid. But other than that, the colors are pretty. Like, these are really nice blending. I do like the difference between these three especially. So when it comes to just the standard matte formula, which would be actually these four that you're getting down here, you're getting four standard mattes, like they don't have no glitteriness in them or nothing. It's a beautiful formula, super pigmented, very, very blendable. It just has a really nice, elegant feel to it. Where is this palette made? It's made in the USA. So I really love the way it blended onto the skin. I like the way it had nice pigmentation to it. I like the way it worked on top of the cream. I really love these mattes. So there's some interesting formulas in here. I like the fact that there is a variety of formula. I think the only thing that I don't love is I wish that the colors were just a little bit different. Like, I wish that we had just a little bit more. I like that it's a brown neutral palette because I love brown neutral palettes. You guys know this. I am like a brown neutral palette girl. I love the way that they look on my lids. These are the type of looks that I wear like all the time, especially when I'm going out. However, for this palette, there was just a little bit missing with color selection in my opinion. But overall, I have to say there's interesting formulas in it. It is not anything out of this universe when it comes to color story. It's something that you guys probably already have, or you have something really similar. I think when you're looking at this palette, you're more interested in the formulas that they have. The cream shadows are very interesting. That metallic iridescent glitter is very, very beautiful. The two mattes that have like shimmers in it, it's just a matte, but the matte formula is beautiful in this palette as well. I'm happy that for a $68 price point, we didn't get very standard formulas or anything that was very subpar. The only thing I wish is that there was some variation more in color tone. When it comes to this palette, I actually like it for me because I do think that these are the type of looks that I like to do. I'm very interested in that creamy formula, and I'm really, really obsessed with this glitter. Like I said, it reminds me of the Wayne Goss formula that he came out with, and also the Charlotte Tilbury has something similar. This one might even have a little bit more impact to it. It's very, very pretty, and I like that there was a cream in here that it adheres to really, really nice. It's an all-in-one palette. I feel like I could take this with me on vacation and have like everything I need. If I want to use the iridescent glitter, I don't have to have a glitter glue. I probably just put it on top of this cream and it looks beautiful. All the colors work really nice together. You're always going to have a very pretty brown lid. But let's talk quickly about the eyeliner. So the eyeliner is also something pretty interesting. Okay, so this Major Dimension eyeliner is actually pretty. And it works really nice. I do like the jelly texture. I think it's very easy to use on me. It blended really nicely. It blended really nicely on my top lash line. It went really nice over the eyeshadow. And it also worked really, really nice on the waterline. So I actually like it for that. I think it did a really beautiful job. The thing that I have a little issue with it is it's very, very, very creamy. I feel like we're gonna go through these a lot. They're $26. If you love creamy eyeshadows, then you guys probably will know creamy eyeshadows, they do go down pretty quickly. If you're somebody who likes to do that smoky lower lash line, you're probably gonna really like these. I'm actually really liking this. I wanna keep playing with it. It does take a little while to dry down, so when I was manipulating the eyeliner, it gave me enough time to smoke it however I wanted. But once it dries, guys, this thing dries. Like, look at this. This is not coming off of my hand. I actually tried to take it off right now. I was like, holy cannolis. So it does dry down. It just takes a little time, which is good, so you can play with it. So it is $26. It's pretty pricey, but here as well, we're getting something different with the formula. It's not like your standard eyeliner. It's creamier. It has a really nice packaging. You could see that there's quality here. So I think overall what I have to say about this is that I can see the quality in both of these products. I could see the quality in the creams. I could see the quality in the glitters. I could see the quality in the mattes. Everything in this palette has quality to it. The palette itself is in a really nice container. We're not getting no cardboard here or anything weird like that. We're getting a nice compact, and you're getting some innovative formulas in here, something different. So yeah, I think it was worth the price tag. I think for $68, they did enough. They gave me enough. The color story is where it fell a little short for me. I like brown smoky lids. I mean, so to me, it's kind of like a win-win, but that's gonna be up to you guys. But I do think that for the price tag of these products, there is something different. May not be the color story. Definitely when it comes to the formula, they gave us something more than just your standard eyeshadows. So anyways, I hope you guys really enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to hit subscribe. And if you want to see how close I did with my Make Up Your Mind, I'm going to have that up on my Instagram at Christina Brooke Beauty if you guys want to see that, and maybe I'll do some dupes over there too and see if I can find any palettes that look similar to this one. But thanks so much for watching. I will talk with you guys in my next video. Bye.